VRchat used to be simple, but it's not anymore. They've added new features, new avatars, new worlds, and even a new female AI bot that incels are taking full advantage of. So why is it that after all these new features, VRchat still feels boring? You would think there were so many new people to meet and so many new worlds to explore that VRchat would be as interesting as ever, but it all just feels stale. We all remember that feeling of booting up the game for the first time, loading up your first world, and having no idea what you're supposed to do. But maybe that's what made VRchat fun. Maybe having to find out how to play the game and discovering new features for the first time is why we liked it in the first place. And while this might be one factor, I think there's something more. Something deeper. The real reason why VRchat isn't fun anymore is because of mirrors. Every game has something called progression, the course of action that a player must complete to move forward. I actually didn't know that, I had to look it up. In GTA, you rob people to increase your wealth. In Pokemon, you battle trainers to get badges. And in Fortnite, please don't make me talk about Fortnite. But in VRchat's case, the progression is a little bare bones, mostly consisting of ranking up and collecting badges. Oh, and how many ERP sessions you can land. Sorry, that last one might just be me. But over time, it's this system that I believe has started to cause major problems. The first of which is that the game is just way too simple. You see, VRchat's main progression currently looks like this. You sit around in different worlds trying to increase your playtime hours just so you can rank up to known or trusted user. And besides from that, the only other thing you can do is earn badges. I mean, there's a reason why everywhere you go, you see people doing nothing and just staring in a mirror. And although this system is meant to be simple, there hasn't been anything big added to it in a long time. Well, besides from one thing that we'll talk about later. But most features that are added to the game nowadays are just meant to stall the player rather than having a meaningful purpose. Take the new hand tracking feature. In theory, this should have been a massive game-changing feature, but in reality, it just wasn't practical and there's not really a need for it. So if VRchat continues to shorten the length of progression and almost never add anything to it, over time people are just gonna get bored, which is the reason why many people are saying VRchat isn't fun anymore. So how do we fix it? Player economy. That's how we fix it. One of my favorite games ever is GTA. It starts off pretty similar to VRchat. You're in an immersive world, you meet new people, and you just explore. But after that, it slowly descends into madness. But the main takeaway is that GTA utilizes the player economy, a developer concept similar to real life where the world runs off of virtual currency, and users have to work to earn this currency so they can buy things that they can flex with. So in GTA, you complete heists and missions to receive virtual money, which you can then spend on advanced cars or guns. Or like me, you can just blow it at a virtual strip club. But looking over at VRchat, there isn't really anything like this. A player can rank up all the way to trusted user and then gain nothing in return. Nothing to gain besides from being a cool color. Everything else just stays exactly the same. So let's fix that. Let's start by creating a virtual VRchat shop where you can buy virtual items that you can carry along with you to any world. And you could also receive a bunch of coins after each time you rank up. Not only would this provide a reward for ranking up, it gives people a purpose and a reason to want to rank up in the first place. In addition to that, let's make VRchat more like GTA. Make it like the first virtual society, where you can work, earn coins, build your own virtual home, and heck, even go to a virtual strip club if you want. All these things would give people a legitimate reason to continue playing the game, rather than feeling lost and purposeless and then just leaving altogether. And if we wanted to go a little further, we could create worlds or daily quests that are exclusive to certain ranks, or can only be accessed through paying virtual coins. I'm so good at this, dude. But don't get me wrong, this would be changing a lot, so it would probably be better if we added these things little by little. But I think it could genuinely make an impact on the game's enjoyability and make VRchat more interesting. That, or I'm just really high right now. But there's one other thing that GTA does amazingly, and that is employ split progression. Split progression is when you offer different options to the player depending on their unique playstyle. In GTA, if you like slower paced storyline based missions or games, then you can just opt for that. Or if you like fast paced aggressive things, then you can just go for that one. So basically, you could do either of these missions or games and earn the same amount of coins. Choices like this make the game much more interactive and allow players to express their own specific playstyle. For example, I like it fast and aggressive. Hey, get your head out of the gutter, silly. I'm still talking about playstyle. Now again, all of this would be changing a lot and many of you probably disagree with some of these suggestions, but that's okay. One thing that we can all agree on is that VRchat is different for every person that plays it. What makes the game more interesting for one person makes it too complicated for another. And at the end of the day, it's really up to us, the community, to make the game fun, to make VRchat great again. That totally wasn't a Make America Great Again reference. So yeah, we can have cool new virtual items, currencies, and ranks, but at its core, VRchat is what you make it to be, what you want it to be. And that's what makes it special. The only question is, what will you choose? which is why I wanted to talk about the strip club update. I'm joking, don't worry, cutie. I mean, why do we need a strip club when we have our very own Belle Delphine? And that's exactly why I made a video called Belle Delphine Comes to Vrchat. I have a feeling you'll like it. Go ahead and check it out. I love you, cutie.